Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Yahweh be the true name for the Heavenly Father. Yahushai be the name for his only begotten Son, who really calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the top of the truth and will well. And so I text to you, hopefully, like person is truth and all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh coming at you know that's the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And this lesson is going into more times and events and things that's happening, and more things is coming out on some more plans that this dude Joe Biden has in store. So a lot of these people flock to go vote for this guy, but they don't know that they didn't vote for a lesser evil. They voted for an evil that was going to be even more, more just as evil as Trump. They're coming for your weapons. Okay, so this is an article from JoeBiden.com. It says, in the online sale of firearms and ammunition, Biden will enact legislation to prohibit all online sales of firearms, ammunition kits, and gun parts. So what's crazy about this is, any online salesman, you cannot buy weapons online. And then also what people aren't thinking about, well, they say, oh, we can still go to the stores. What happens when they bring another shutdown? Let that sink in. They bring another shutdown to guns and to where, guns are limited to stores, and you can't even go to the stores because the stores shut down. And you have some stores such as Walmart's. Some Walmarts do sell firearms, but they're almost always sold out. So what this does is completely prevents people from being able to buy weapons, for self-defense or home defense or hunting or whatever reasons. Which means they're basically prepping to make their move pretty soon. Martial law is very, very close because they want to make that martial law happen as far as, Esau and the government's military. And when they come storming in, the troops, and they come in kicking these people's doors and rounding them up, putting them on buses and busting them to these prison camps and these concentration camps, aka FEMA camps. They want to have that transition to be as easy as possible. And if you can try to take the guns out of most people's hands as you can, leading up to that point, then that makes it that much more simpler. Another thing as well, it's another article from NRA ILA. It says, so Anderson Cooper was basically interviewing Biden. All right. So Cooper says, so the gun owners out there who say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns. Biden says, bingo, you're right. If you have an assault weapon. Well, all weapons can be used for assault. So what does that categorize? Every weapon. He's just trying to say it's for AR-15s, but it goes further than that because it says, given Biden's repeat. It goes further than that because it says, given Biden's repeated boast about authoring the 1994 federal ban on commonly owned semi-automatic firearms, it can be concluded that Biden's definition of an assault weapon encompasses firearms covered under that legislation, including the AR-15. However, Biden has also made clear that he wants to ban 9mm pistols. So what else is going to go added to that list? So eventually it's going to get to the point to where, hey, in order for you to be considered allowed to have a firearm, it's going to have to follow under his list of what's allowed, and he could limit that list to be something just like a little bitty 22 or something like that, or completely ban it all together and say, hey, look, if you want these firearms, then you got to get with the laws that's going to come into place, such as tracking individuals who's quote unquote safe and allowed to have them by complying with the RFID microchip legislation and standards that they're going to have pushing out. If you don't have that chip, they're not going to allow you to have a weapon or purchase a weapon. This is according to an article from Seattle Times during a November 2019 private fundraiser in Washington. Biden asked attendees, why should we allow people to have military-style weapons, including pistols with 9mm bullets and can hold 10 or more rounds? So if you can't have a weapon that can't hold more than 10 rounds, I mean, what's the purpose of having it? You're gonna have what you got 3 shots and that's it. So you can't defend yourself against a damn thing. And during times of total chaos and destruction, that's what people's going to lean on. However, that's not what men of the Lord are going to lean on. This is the book of 2 Corinthians 10:4. It says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds." We have spiritual weapons. We have, spiritual angels and things that we can have to protect us, and send up prayers and for the Lord to give us deliverance and also give us spiritual power. And we can get a couple accounts of that. Okay. This is Judges 15:16. "And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men." That's an example of spiritual power. All right, so, divine intervention is coming back in a big way. Okay, and miraculous events such as these will happen in times, and it has to happen, because think about it. If you're one of the Lord's chosen and he says he will deliver you and protect you and save you, and he gives you accounts of where he's given individuals power for that deliverance and protection and safety, if you don't have no gun to defend yourself against a freaking special forces team kicking in your door, coming through your house, how the hell else are you going to get out of that situation? You don't have no guns. They're going to come for your guns. If you do have a gun, it might be a little bitty pea shooter, like a little bitty 22, against some individuals coming through your home with heavily body armored and helmets that completely cover their heads, Call of Duty type crap. You're not going to be able to get out yourself carnally by your own hand. It's going to take some type of divine intervention, ultimately, and that's only going to be given to the hopeful elect, the Lord's chosen. So a lot of these other people out here, man, they're going to be dependent on whatever guns that they've already purchased that, somehow doesn't get confiscated, and think that they're going to lean onto that for protection. But you can't lean onto that, man. You got to lean onto the Lord. The amount of force that this man is going to be coming with his military might, hey, you're not going to be able to stand against that. And not only that, just the sheer volume of constant defending of your property. There's not enough bullets in the world for the times to come. And you're talking about millions of people that are starving. Millions of people that be going in each other's homes for food. You're talking about race wars that's going to be happening. You're going to take on a whole army of millions? You're just not going to be able to do it. You're going to need the Spirit of the Lord. This is Matthew 26:52. "Then said Yahushua to him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword." So the Lord's saying, hey, put your weapon away to its spot. Because if you take the sword and you try to use it, you'll perish with the sword. That going into living by it and trusting in that 100% that's going to be your ticket to have safety. You can't just be like in the mentality, oh, if I go purchase this, I guaranteed I'm going to be safe now. You should be in a mentality that you're going to be safe now because you have the Spirit of the Lord on you to protect you. And you have to have faith that he will give you power to get out of situations. He may not give you power to fight. You may not be a physical fighter, but he'd give you a power to where he'll just put a cloak. The angels will come and cloak you in the house that you're in, and the people that come in and kick your door don't even see you there. And you'll be standing right in front of them. They won't see you, won't hear you. You'll be like a ghost, or just walk right through them, or just walk right through the wall, get out the house, and just vanish and appear somewhere else, teleport it somewhere, man. It's happened. There's in the scriptures where that's happened. The angels have teleported one prophet to come help out another prophet in the jam. So, hey, we don't know how we're going to get out of it, but we do know we have to have faith in the Lord, and you can't have faith in your sword. Another scripture says, sell thy garment and go buy a sword, roughly paraphrasing. And that was in reference to the times that they were living in. He had time where prophets were constantly getting in scuffles when they were teaching the word, So that was a time and a place for it was okay, to have a sword. So there's no sin in having a sword if you have a weapon, but you just can't put your sole trust in that. You have to trust in the Lord first. And he may want to allow you to use that weapon to get out of a certain situation, But ultimately, If they're coming for guns like that, well, why even bother trusting in it and flocking to go get one? It's just no point. It's pointless, man. And that's another thing too. Hand-to-hand combat is going to be coming back in a big way, because eventually people are going to be running out of ammunition. The factories and the plants that make the ammunition for people to buy, they're going to be closed down. Unless it's for a military ammunition plant, that's not going to be considered an essential business. Them places going to be shut down, man. So ammunition is going to become limited. If you ain't one of these Edomites that's been stockpiling up on that stuff, coming across that's going to be kind of difficult in the times to come. So you got some of these Israelites out there, Sakari camps and ISUBK camps and things like that, that's posting videos and flaunting guns and training. But what good is that going to do you, man? Who's to say that you're even going to be put in a position where all hell could break loose at any time? And who's to say you can even reach or get to the point to even pick that up? It might not even be in the location where you're at. Might not even ever get to it. You could be on the highway somewhere, Jacob's trouble kick off, martial law begin to happen. You're driving somewhere not knowing they already done set up a checkpoint established to get to your destination to get home, and you don't even make it there. They just toss your ass in the camp straight off the highway. That's how things gonna happen, man. You can't plan nothing out. This is Psalms 144 verse 1. It says, it's a Psalm of David. It says, "Blessed be Yahweh my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight." So some of you may not know any extensive martial arts training or military training and so on and so forth, but the Spirit of the Lord, going to put it on you at that time. When you need it, you'll know. You don't know how, you'll be doing some moves, like, how the fuck did I do that? How did I know how to do that? And you'll take out 10 dudes maybe at one time and have no idea where that knowledge for you to be able to do that came from. But the Spirit of the Lord will teach you in that instant. Because a lot of, especially the prophets, man, the brothers out there teaching the scriptures at the highways and hedges, they're spiritually reincarnated back. And those were the mighty men of David. They were men of war. They were special forces members and things like that within the ancient world. And they're back today. So some of that knowledge, all that training can just come back, flash back spiritually at an instant. The Lord put an angel and give this knowledge to him. And boom, he just gets it. Just completely runs through 10, 20 men at one time, or 1,000 men. Spiritual power is going to come back in a big way. This is Isaiah 59:19. "So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When an enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him." So, enemy's going to come in like a flood one day. It'll be a flood of troops, an army of troops in formation, walking down the highways, spreading out, military formation, special forces, lining up in lines, clearing out buildings. It'll be in your neighborhoods, going from house to house to house like a flood. They come in through that door, it's like a flood of water of troops or soldiers storming in there, and all in line, tactical, got their rifles pointed up, ready to go. The Lord's going to lift up a standard against them, what the scriptures say. So that's when they'll fear the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because there's going to be so many individuals that's going to get spiritual powers to get out of different jams, and stuff like that's going to be broadcasted, man. It's going to be put on different social media sources and things like that. People all over the world going to be seeing feats and stuff and footage of Jakes just jacking people up, man. And it's going to be some of the hopeful elect, and they're going to be understand. They're going to have brothers' faces on the news and television, most wanted, and they're going to be showing clips of brothers just destroying and demolishing these devils, man. Everybody say, hey, this guy is highly dangerous. He's especially trained. Little clips here and there floating around, just dudes just mowing through dudes, man. Because that standard's going to be lifted up. And it has to be. Because ultimately, your bare hands, if you don't have spiritual power, are not going to be able to do much. And so your best chance, if you don't have spiritual power, is to have some type of weapon of some sort. Pistol, rifle, shotgun, machine gun, AR-15, whatever it be. But look, they're coming for that. So you're not going to have it. So So what? So then what? What are you going to count on? It's when you really got to have the Lord on your side, man. People don't think about that. See, people are so carnally minded, they don't think about the what ifs and the realistic situation, how real things are going to be. You know, there's no way you can doomsday prep for the situations like this, the times to come. They're coming for your stuff, man. And you can try to be prepped all you want to. The more you begin to shoot, the more of a target, the bigger target you become. And they got so much damn drones and stuff flying through the skies to pinpoint the exact location that you at. You'll just have a flood of troops keep coming. You know, so you can't do it carnally, man. It's just not going to work. This is John 14:12. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father." So the Lord says that all the works, the miracle, which is the miracles and waking up the hopeful elect and waking up people to the truth, that we will do. And right now we're accomplishing some of those works, is waking up the whole world to who the true children of Israel are, waking up the Israelites and bringing out prophecies. That's what the Lord did. But now what's getting ready to come is the other part of the works, was those miracles. And the Lord said, greater miracles are we going to be able to do, because he's going to be gone with his Father. So if he would have stuck around, he would have did even more miracles that we can't even catch up to. But until he comes back, you know, greater works we're going to do as well. So there's going to be so many miraculous feats brothers going to be able to do, healing and all types of things, man. That's going to be written and told in stories for forever. Some of the feats that we're going to accomplish. In Psalms 18 and 34 says, "He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms." What's a bow of steel? This is a bow of steel. It's your modern day gun. Okay? Your modern day arrows, your modern day guns that's made out of steel are these right here. Okay? So a bow of steel, what they're going to be trying to use against us is going to be broken in our arms, man. That's going to take some superhuman strength right there for you, man. This is the M249 SAW. Okay, it's a lightweight machine gun, close quarters, man, used for clearing out and providing cover and different things like that. This is going to be one hell of a bow of steel that's going to be witnessed. You're going to take somebody, you're going to see somebody witness breaking this with their bare hands, just bending at the tip, destroying it, man. This is the book of 2nd Esdras 15, verse 15. "For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." So it's coming. The time to coming where gun violence is coming. Riots, and these riots gonna get bad, man. Trump said he ain't gonna concede, and there is a chance that he can still stay in office. You know, because if the riots get bad enough about him, you know, losing the presidency and not staying in office, you know, he already told the KKK members to stand by and stand down. But hey, they ain't gonna be standing by no more. If they raise hell and storm the White House, hey, he's still president before January 20th, so he could call martial law, you know, to end justification, to stop the rioting. And then all of a sudden, COVID cases are still spiking too, and he could roll right in there and say, hey, look, martial law, and because we got COVID going on, we need to shut down. We're going to use martial law to stop the rioting and to stop COVID. Then boom, ain't no damn Biden in office. But Biden, man, if he gets in there, I just brung out his plans. You know, he's coming after people's guns, and these Edomites really don't like that. That's their blessing, is a sword. Other Edomites, his fellow Edomites, are not going to be happy for him messing with their blessing. You know, so ultimately though, you got to be a man of the Lord and to get the real weapon, man. The real weapon is this sword that cuts all the way to the spirit. These scriptures, having knowledge of that scriptures, gives you the protection from the angels, and that's something by your side. That's the superpower weapon right there. Once you got the angels behind your back, man, hey, ain't nothing Esau can do. And pretty soon, brothers, get ready to tap into that spiritual power. You know, you could only imagine or daydream about the stories that you're going to be telling, sharing people for centuries. Just like we're reading about the centuries of stories right now and the mighty men of King David did, we're going to be telling about those things, man. It's going to be one hell of a ride, but we just got to ride on through. You know, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, on top of his truth and will well. Salutations to you, hopeful elect, pushing his truth, and all honesty and sincerity. Shalom.